Good morning, everyone.
So
Good morning, sir.
prepare one or two.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right, let's get started. So I want to welcome us to a brand new month. Today is the 1st of May, 2024. Like I always say at the beginning of the month and the middle of the month, that you should always appraise yourself to know, how far you've been able to fare in your trading journey at the beginning and the middle of the month. And always do back testing, check what you've done, what result you've gotten, which area do you need improvement, what did you do that gave you good results. Always appraise yourself. Don't just keep trading and, just continue the cycle. No, most of the time it's even advisable on weekends to do your review. Check out the trades you took for the week. Which ones were successful? What did you do right? Which ones didn't work out? What did you do wrong? So that by the next week, you can improve, on your results. All these are very, very important, when it comes to Forex trading. So it's a new month again. We roll as usual. We'll give you the best as much as we can at PU Prime. and believing that you'll also utilize all the tips and the information and the resources we're given to make you a better trader. So if you're just joining us and you have not heard, on Friday, just 2 days from now, we're having our NFP live trading session. If you don't have a live account, just make sure you visit our website right now, www.forexfactory.com. Sorry, that's Forex Factory, pprime.com, and open a live account. If you need to fund for this event, go ahead and fund. We can give you our word that you will make money as we trade on Friday. And if you're a first time, you have deposited for the first time, you have access to a 50% deposit bonus, which can help you, make more profit. So let's say you have funded like $500, for instance, you will have additional $250 to that. That gives you $750 to make, to trade from. And trading with our bonus is quite good because you can withdraw the profit. And eventually anything happens and you lose the bonus, we're not going to hold you. It's there for you to make use of to make money. All right, that being said, let's look into what we have today. Today we have a lot of, just like we are having holiday in Nigeria, it's a coincidence anyway, it's not as if it's a global thing. Switzerland is having bank holiday today. The Eurozone is having bank holiday, especially French. The French and German, France, Germany, Italy, they are all having bank holiday today. So we need to trade those instruments, that is the CHF and the euro. We need to trade it with a lot of caution because usually when banks are on holiday, the currency of those countries don't really move well in the market because transactions will be hampered because of the banks that are not working for that day. So take note of that while trading the euro and the CHF, especially the currency pair euro CHF, because that's the currency that binds this, all these banks together. That's the Euro CHF. Take caution a lot. All right. So by 1:15 p.m., there will be ADP non-farm employment change. And by 2:45, there will be final manufacturing PMI, 3 p.m. ISM manufacturing PMI, and same 3 p.m. job openings, ISM manufacturing price index, and 7 p.m. we have the federal funds rates, FOMC statement, and FOMC press conference. So today is equally a volatile day because of the FOMC that will come up by 7 p.m. later tonight. And as such, it's advisable to trade the dollar with a lot of caution. FOMC is equally a very powerful fundamental event. It measures interest rate. FOMC means Federal Open Market Committee. That's the committee that looks into interest rate in the United States. Other countries, US always have a way of quantifying their own things. Other countries just call it interest rate. Some call it cash rate, but United States calls it FOMC. So if you see interest rate, cash rate, FOMC, they are all the same thing. Each country just picks the one that is convenient for them to use to identify these events. Now, we won't be going much into the details of the fundamental today because we don't have any fundamental event this morning. By the afternoon session, my other colleague will do justice to how we trade the dollar. So I'll just take it now to the MetaTrader platform rather, and we'll look at the technical setup we have for today, some of which might trigger, this morning or before the afternoon thereabout. So I'll give you my view technically, even on the dollar, but then when it comes to the news trading side of it, I'll leave that to my other colleague in the afternoon who will do justice. Now, I give an analysis. If you check the weekly outlook, I give you my view on crude oil, for this week. I said I'm expecting possibly now, some of these things may change actually due to the NFP coming up. You never can tell, but this is actually a long-term setup. We have a downtrend on the weekly time frame for the crude oil. I think this one touched it briefly, very close, and recently price touched the trend line again. So we're expecting a bearish continuation on the crude oil on the weekly time frame. And if you zoom down to the daily time frame, you can see that the recent time that price touched the trend line, it culminated into the formation of a head and shoulder pattern. If price breaks out below this, then we're expecting the bearish movement. No, don't forget the fact that we also have a rising wedge right here. So we have a very powerful confluence for a bearish breakout on the crude oil on the daily time frame. Now, this is going to be a long term. And I'm not suggesting you make an entry on daily time frame. If price breaks out below this neckline, you can enter on maybe 1 hour based on your personal trading strategy. The idea here is just to give you the information about the trend. The long-term trend for this instrument is bearish. But then along the line, there will be some retracement, so you can make entries based on the retracement. If we see retracement, we will definitely let you know. But then you are a trader, you should, we can't be spoon feeding you all the time. You should also look out for these things. Once there are retracements, you can always make entries at the continuation so that you ride the trend down. But then I have a long-term outlook for a bearish movement on the crude oil. Now let's come to what is also happening recently, and that's the dollar index. The dollar index has been trending up in this week, and currently I strongly believe price is trying to approach the weekly resistance. And if it finally gets there, it's just a few pips away from the weekly resistance, then we should see a decline in the price of the dollar. If it hits the weekly resistance, then we should be ready to look for a bearish opportunity. So that's the view. We have a bearish view, we have a bearish bias in view, but that's until price hits the weekly resistance before we can look for that reversal in price. And the same also impacts upon the USD USD is trending up. Earlier we were seeing a double top pattern, but then that pattern has been invalidated. Now we are seeing an uptrend. We have a rising wedge on the 4-hour, and the price also is trying to approach a weekly resistance on the USD We have a weekly resistance here. Okay, that upper part, it's actually now a zone. We are looking at it as a zone, unlike before when we were looking at it as a whole number. So we have a weekly resistance zone up here. The price is, price is trading within that zone currently. So if price hits the tip of the zone on the 4-hour, which is this place here, there will be a confluence. And from there, we expect a decline, in the price of USD. So we have a bearish outlook, but pending the time price hits the upper part of the resistance zone, which also coincides with the trend line up there to form a confluence, then we'll see a bearish movement on USD CHF. I gave a signal on Euro GBP yesterday. That signal is still very valid. It is yet to trigger. It may trigger today, all things being equal. If there's enough volatility in the market, it may trigger in the course of today. I remember telling us yesterday, if you were part of the analysis session, I said I was seeing the possibility of price touching the trend line. Just give me a second. Let me clean all this. So I said price may come down to touch this trend line, and there could be a reversal straight, or that it could form a double bottom, then break out upwards. Now I can see that it's actually forming a double bottom, just like I gave the forecast yesterday. Okay, somebody is asking, can you help us? Okay, let me look at my notepad. I think I should still find it somewhere. All right, sorry for those who missed it. Thank you for sending that service. It already skipped my mind that I should resend. But in case I can't find it, I can always generate another one. I'm scanning through my, okay, I think I found it here. So let me just do a double confirmation before I post. Using my Fibonacci levels. Okay, I think it's still the same. Yeah. Entry at the Fibonacci 23.6. That's a 0.858. This one is showing 877. Is that what I have here? Okay, 85576. Okay. All right, it's still the same thing. So I've dropped it again so that person that is asking, you can pick it up in the comment section just below your comment. That's Oluwaseyi Salisu. I just dropped the signal for Euro GBP buy stop already there in the comment section below your comment, so you can take it up. So this signal is still very much valid. You know, there's enough volatility today. We already have a double bottom being formed, and that should see us have a bullish breakout on Euro GBP. So we still have a valid signal on that. And the next one I'll look at. Now, I said yesterday, if Euro GBP is going to be buying, then GBP JPY will be selling. So Mr. Sonny that had a trade, a bearish trade on GBP JPY, if your liquidity can still hold it, because I know that instrument can be a bit volatile. That's why I said you should make sure you have your stop loss in place. If your liquidity can still hold it, then I believe GBP JPY should be able to sell today as Euro GBP, gives us a buying outlook. Now, for some of these other GBPs too, this now is a question of personal preference, because I can see there's also a bearish outlook on. Okay, we said we should be careful of the CHF. So let me just close my eyes to GBP CHF. Though there's a bearish setup, but let's close our eyes since we say let's follow our rules. There's going to be a holiday in Switzerland and Euros, so anything CHF, we should try to avoid it. But then let's look at GBP CAD. GBP CAD is having a bearish outlook. It's having a bearish outlook. And let me close this and do it again. You can see on the daily time frame, price actually hit a resistance zone yesterday. It closed on a resistance zone yesterday. So I come down to 1 hour time frame. And on 1 hour, I can draw a trend line. I can draw a second one too, if I wish, to form a rising wedge. And you can see that price now, it's not yet broken out, but we might see this might become a head and shoulder and might lead to a drop. Now, you should know by now I trade patterns, but even if it doesn't form a head and shoulder, all I know is that ultimately we're going to have a bearish breakout because price already hit a resistance zone on the daily, which is reflected on 1 hour, and we have a rising wedge. So you might see a decline in the price of GBP CAD. So just wait for a breakout if you want to trade this. Like I gave us an insight yesterday, GBP CAD may actually be more volatile than Euro GBP, meaning it can give more profit. So, but then what I would avoid doing is giving two signals on opposing currencies. That may not be too wise. But if you want to trade GBP CAD, you can enter based on your discretion when price breaks out below, this trend line, then ride the trend down. All right. So I have a bearish outlook on GBP CAD, a bullish on Euro GBP. The reason why I will not give this one is I don't want to, because I know once I give it, people will buy and sell. I don't want that. So you can use your discretion for this to enter if you want to. As much as possible, part of my job is still to keep you safe. So, all right. So I've given on the GBP CAD, Euro GBP, USD JPY is still another instrument of interest. And this is even important because of the FOMC that is coming up later today. Where's USD JPY? All right. Oh no, this is USD CAD. Okay. All right. So USD JPY, I strongly believe there will be a decline in the dollar. We've seen it on the dollar index, the USD CHF, also USD JPY. for the JPY PS, there was a massive decline at the beginning of the week. This rejection candle across board. So currently, price, now two things could happen here. Price might hit the resistance again before dropping, in which case you can still zoom down to 15 minutes or 1 hour. Let's first check 1 hour. 1 hour time frame. That's not cutting it. Let's look at 15 minutes. So price might hit the resistance before dropping, or it may not hit the resistance and break out. Sorry for that. Let me close that account. Because why I say it's a 50-50 is that this is also looking a lot like a head and shoulder because of the rejection candle. So it's not mandatory it will touch the resistance. If it touches it, fine. But it may happen, the decline may happen even without price touching it. And if you want to trade FOMC later today, you might look at this. You really might look at this if the setup is still valid, because the dollar is really looking bearish ahead of FOMC. We don't know whether it will still remain like that on Friday for the NFP, but then we'll surely update you as we check the markets to look for direction. So I'm looking at a bearish breakout on the USD JPY. This may happen in the course of today or later today. So I'm looking at a bearish outlook. This is 15 minutes time frame. So let's put that in mind for USD JPY. I think I have like one other instrument to go. Finally, I'll look at Euro New Zealand. Now, there was a setup I gave last week on Euro New Zealand being bearish on the 4 hour, which got triggered on Monday. I think Madam Onaji was on that trade. I don't know whether we're able to close because the market just reversed on that instrument. And yeah, Shubadi was here. I'll check AUD USD, but I won't be able to check much. Was my
Good morning,
battery
sir. Well, Euro CHF, not JPY, sir.
Euro CHF? I thought you were on
Yes.
Euro New Zealand.
Oh, yes, yes. But it broke out, but it didn't, after some time, it went the other way around. But I had gone out there.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. That's just what I wanted to confirm. All right, that's a good one. Now, you can see the same pair yesterday was able to hit a resistance zone on the 4 hour, having a very powerful rejection candle. Price is declining at the moment. Is declining, and on 1 hour, you will only enter a sell if this completes as a head and shoulder and now drops. I'm sorry, I'm not able to take questions because the battery is quite low. Let me help us a little. I'll put a sell stop order below, the neckline region so that when it gets there, I know some of us sometimes will find it a little difficult to do some of these things. But then that's will be the last thing I'll give because my battery, like I said, is low. Okay. So we still have Fibonacci 38 points. All right, let's look at this. I'll put my entry on Fibonacci 38.2, and I'll put my take profit, just one trade on Fibonacci 61.8. And we need to end the class there. So sell stop Euro New Zealand sell stop at 1.80648. Take profit at 1.0068 and stop loss at 1.80987. All right. There's no setup on gold yet. That's for Mr. Samuel. All right, so please take this trade call. You can just copy it immediately because I will have to shut down. The battery is extremely very low. So I'll just give us a few seconds to do that. AUD USD was bearish earlier in the week. There's no trade call on it at the moment. If you didn't enter when I said you should enter earlier, or you didn't use the weekly outlook, there's no setup on AUD USD now until further notice. All right, so that'll be all this morning. Please trade safe. Make sure you join the afternoon analysis. My colleague will be there to attend to your questions and give you the signal for the news. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day.
You too.
So, thank you, sir.